Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena and to another historic best of one video with the Mystical Archives out. Want to continue to play with some of my favourite cards. Today's deck is a little bit of an unorthodox one for the channel. It's a little bit spiky, but it's kind of a style of play that I quite enjoy. Today we're going to be playing Boros Burn. So it's kind of like Mono Red, except for your resources are really weirdly placed with this one. The reason why we're playing this card, this deck for the record, is for the Mystical Archives inclusion of Lightning Helix, red and white instant to deal 3 damage to any target and gain 3 life. This is a really simple card, but for some reason I absolutely love it. And also on top of that, from Strixhaven, we have Clever Lumimancer. This card is absurd. It is a 1-mana 0/1. However, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Clever Lumimancer gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. So this thing is going to be dealing the most amount of damage out of any of our creatures. Don't let the 0/1 fool you. This thing is disgustingly powerful. We played it a little bit during the Turtle Normal Access event, and yeah, it did really well then. I've made a few tweaks since that stream as well, so couple of little changes here and there to increase it. One of those being adding Lurrus, because I always forget that companions exist, except for when they're on my opponent's side, and I'm like, why don't I play Brawl? But other than that, we also added a Lumimancer, a 1-mana 1/1. It can add red and tap to exile 2 cards from your graveyard to deal 2 damage to any target. So our graveyard becomes a resource that we can reuse. Only a one-off though, because it needs to untap to get its value in, and otherwise it's just a 1-mana 1/1. So a little bit of a weird one. But we're testing it out to see if it has that long game potential, which is what I'm looking for here. Again, it's something you could pull back with Lurrus as well, so you could turn those burn spells into additional burn spells later down the line. That's the whole point about this this deck. That's why it plays a little bit differently to like Red Deck Wins style of, you know, Anax Embercleave. Your resources are spread quite thin, and it's all about how you choose to use them to maximize the amount of damage. So do you point them at your opponent's creatures, or do you go all face? Those are just the 2 simple questions you've got to ask yourself. But also setting up a board state prior to using those burn spells is also really important, because as we mentioned, Lumimancer cares about instants and sorceries being cast, as does Soulscar Mage. Lava Runner cares that there's 2 in the graveyard as well, so you don't really want to be playing this turn 1 over most of the things like Soulscar Mage, since this one has prowess. So this one's going to get +1/+1 until the end of the turn whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Basically, all of our burn. Speaking of all of our burn, we'll get into it. We've got a couple of interesting cards in here, one of them notably being Pillar of Flame. This is pretty well positioned, at least in the early stages of Strixhaven, because blue-red phoenixes around a lot of the place. So if you want to kill Arclight phoenixes for good, Pillar of Flame being a sorcery, 1 mana, deal 2 damage to any target that can also exile the killed creature, is really, really useful. And of course, we are going to be mostly casting things pre-combat and during combat, not so much on our opponent's end step. So the sorcery isn't too much of a problem. As the meta settles out, and as the meta decides that Phoenix is an overrated deck, then this probably will start to come out a little bit, and then Shocks will start to take its place. We've got the alt art from the Mystical Archives. Good stuff right there. The rest is just as you would probably expect it. We've got 3 copies of Lightning Strike, 2 mana, 3 damage to any target. Light Up the Stage is a little bit of our card advantage, so it's 3 mana. However, if we've dealt damage to our opponent this turn, we can use the Spectacle alternative cost of 1 red to exile the top 2 cards of our library, and then we can play those cards until the end of our next turn. Skewer has the same Spectacle costs, 3 mana hardcast or Spectacle for 1, 3 damage to any target, and then Wizard's Lightning becomes a Lightning Bolt if we have a Wizard. And it should be noted, Lumimancer's a Wizard, Soulscar Mage is a Wizard, Lavamancer's a Wizard, and Lava Runner is a Wizard. The only non-Wizard in here is Bomat Courier and Lurrus, so most of the time this is just going to be a Lightning Bolt. So it's pretty cool. The mana base changed slightly from the streamer event as well, because I'd forgotten about Ramunap Ruins. So we've added 3 copies of that to our deck. This allows you to sack them to deal 2 damage to each opponent. Again, on the last points of damage that you're trying to get off on your opponent, Remnant Ruins can really be the clinching factor there to make sure that you can get your stuff done. We also have Clifftop Retreat, Inspiring Vantage, Pathways, and Sacred Foundries to allow us to cast our Lumimancers on turn 1 and our Lightning Helixes on turn 2. So far, the mana split has been perfectly acceptable. I used to have a Plains in here, but I found that it was killing some of my 1-land hands. You can take a fair few of them in this deck, by the way. We're running 19 lands, so 1-landers are not unheard of. You basically only want to have 3 lands for the entirety of the game, from my experience, so flooding out is really bad. Again, because you want to be playing down creatures and then also just drawing constant instants and sorceries to pump them out to give them the value that they actually deserve. So, you know, flooding, real bad. So I got rid of the Plains, I added a Clifftop Retreat. This is also kind of not great, but it's better than not having white mana at all, so I figured I would just add this in. It comes in untapped, as long as you've got a Sacred Foundry or a Mountain in play. And the Pathways, obviously, produce white as well. We can choose which side to put them down. Most of the time we're going to do red, but we only need really 1 white source in play, because most of the time we're not going to be playing 2 white cards on the same turn, so something to keep in mind. Today's video is also going to include a mini giveaway as well, so Wizards of the Coast did give me a couple of Strixhaven pack codes to hand out to you guys, so I figured what I would do is I would say a secret word at some point during today's video. If you use that secret word in a comment down below, then the best and greatest comment will get some Strixhaven pack codes. I'll give away 2 packs to the winner, and then I'll also give away 2 randomly as well to 2 commenters who also use that secret word. So get down below, get making your favorite comment, and whichever one I like will get some pack codes for you guys. Probably going to have to get in touch through Twitter. I'm not quite sure if there's a better way of doing it. But yeah, we'll probably do that, and I'll contact you as soon as you've won anyway, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, without further ado, if you do enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Okay then, we're in, and this hand seems fine. It's not exactly the most insane hand in the world, but turn 1 Bomat Courier is probably okay. Turn 2 Lava and a Shock, probably, or I don't know, Courier, light up the stage. Depends on if our opponent kills our creatures, or lets us just get in combat damage, I guess. So time will tell. Either way, we're going to take this one and see what we can do with it. And well, it looks like our opponent's going to let us cast a spell. What does a Myria mean for me? Ask the question. Alright, what I'm going to do is, because I can't get the Lava Run to have Ace this turn, I'm going to get in for 1, trigger the Spectacle on light up the stage. I'll use 1, and then see what I hit. If it's another Lava Runner, for example, that's probably for the best, and then we can play the Sacred Foundry land next turn as well. Speaker of the Heavens. Okay, that's worth shocking. Like, almost guaranteed. So how do I want to do this? I'll get haste the moment I cast my shock. I think that's what I want to do. I want to shock the Speaker of the Heavens, which will give me haste. I can get him with Lava Runners as well, and then light up the stage again. I believe that will be the plan. Pay the 2, and swing on in. Makes sense to get rid of our hand as quickly as possible for Bowmat Courier as well, because I highly doubt our opponent will be able to deal with it. That is pretty good, as long as we draw a spell off the top. Heliod's Sun Crown for our opponent. Well, it is a spell. It's not exactly the spell you want to be using, necessarily, but... let's go with Lumimancer here. Let's swing in. Put our opponent to 8. I think what I'm going to do is light up the stage now. More creatures. Let's get Lumimancer into play. I think that's got the most damage potential here. And our opponent's got a Collected Company. So we want to kind of get the most damage potential, which is definitely coming from something like sack Bowmat Courier, and then try to soup up the Lumimancers as much as possible. So I'm actually going to shock in here, so I have the maximum amount of mana off of the Bowmat Courier's card selection. Keep Lumimancer around as well as a kind of 2 damage pinger. It's just whether or not I want to get in with everyone. I think I do. I think there's a really good chance the Bowmat Courier reveals enough to make Lumimancers disgustingly huge. So this happens. Really don't want to see, like... that's fine. That's actually ideal, I would say. Now, would I want to burn them out the way? I think I probably would sack my Bowmat Courier there to try and bolt. Because that would be +4/+4, basically, on my Lumimancers, so that's lethal enough as I get things out of the way. I mean, even if they block, they're in trouble, or if they take 4, I only need a 3 damage burn spell and any other burn spell off of Bowmat Courier then, since none of these gain life, so it's pretty good. Actually, we only need 1 3 damage burn spell, because I've got Lumimancer as well to sacrifice instants out the board, out the graveyard. So, yeah, pretty good. Alright, opponent goes first. They are a Yorion list. That typically means that they're just playing Sultai Yorion a lot of the time, so we want to be as quick as possible, really. This hand kind of does that for us. We've got turn 1 Bowmat Courier, I think. It's hard to say, because Soulscar Mage is less damage immediately, but more damage over time. I guess we can afford to take that damage over time, right? Because they don't really do out for several thousand turns until they just win. And then they go ahead and show me that they're green-white Yorion. And suddenly everything that I know is a lie. Interesting. I think I'm still going to go with Soulscar Mage here. We could either burn a creature and then get in with the team, or I can set up for, like, Lumimancer here. They're banned. Fascinating. I'm going to go with a red source. We don't really need more than 1 white source here. I think I am setting up Lumimancer. I think our opponents just basically indicated that they don't have Censor here. They could have a flash creature, but I have a shock. Do I want to hold it? Probably not. I think I want to go with Bowmat Courier. So we could have gotten in for an extra point there if we were to assume that our opponent wasn't going to have a flash creature. But I was pretty convinced that they would. So how much do I want to dedicate to our opponent's board state, considering that they could just Wrath of God next turn. I do kind of want to get my hand empty for Bomat Courier, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to utilize that if our opponent blows up the world. Because I kind of feel like this one card cannot possibly be better than any of our three here. But I think I do want to maximize damage while I still can. So let's go Lightning Strike. Let's go Shock. Put them to 6. And now basically I'm relying on my burn spells off the top as well as my Ramunap Ruins to get that extra 6 points going. If they don't have like life gain potential here, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. So you can sack a 2 to get a 3 creature. Could be like a Deputy of Detention or something like that, I guess. Could go with yeah, they're going to go Deputy. Could have gone Knight of Autumn as well. As a possibility, I suppose. Alright, so we're going to Wizard's Lightning the Deputy. Sacking 3 points, but to enable 4 on an attack here, I think seems worthwhile. Getting our hand empty as well. In case they do have the Wrath of God, we can draw 2 off of Bomat Courier. Which, honestly, might be all we need, because basically, our Ramunap Ruins alone are going to be able to close out this game. And damn, this deck is good. Lumimancer. It's a beast. Next game. Okay, opponent goes first. We have a pretty reasonable hand, I would say. We're going to go turn 1 Soulscar Mage, turn 2... probably fire off a Lightning Helix to take care of whatever our opponent's playing. Work in somewhere along the line the ability to light up the stage and Lava Runner, of course. Duress. Okay. What do you take? It's the creatures that really matter here. They're going to go with light up the stage. I think that's probably correct. Get rid of my card advantage, essentially. Duress again. Well, if it was correct last time, it should probably be correct again. And we're going to go Red Source Lava Runner here, I think. It's too much potential for our opponent to just have a Shock, which would punish my Prowess trigger off of a burn spell here. So let's just get a Hasty Creature going instead. Here, I think we're just getting in. I don't really know what our opponent has, but I'm a bit hesitant to play into it. I think I'd much rather just use these burn spells to get rid of creatures as I keep hitting them for 3. It's like, if they have Languish here, that's going to kind of suck if I'd have played out the Soulscar Mage, which is why I'm not going to do it. Or even a Cry of the Carnarium. It's been a while, but you never know, right? I've just named it, so suddenly it's just started existing as a possibility. Okay, so we get to kill a Planeswalker then.
The best thing about zombies is their adoring obedience.
Gonna go for the minus, which puts them on 1. Okay.
You can scream if it hurts too much.
I think I am going to Lightning Helix my opponent here. That's a good top deck. Alright, so now I'll just go with an efficiency play here. We're going to set up a future turn. Since we've got 1 point there that we can dedicate to Liliana, 2 to our opponent's face, we're now increasing the power level of our burn spells by putting more creatures into play, more prowess triggers and whatnot. Rankle. Okay, do they dare attack? Because they will lose if they do. Discards a card and sacks a creature. Alright, discard the one you know about. We'll get rid of Lava Runner here. Swing. It's not quite lethal, but It's pretty dang close, and we're basically live to a top deck. I highly doubt our opponent can 20 us, and I highly doubt they've got any life gain that's relevant here. Sweet. Jimbus. Ranking up. Cool. Next game. Alrighty then, up against a Gigantha list, and yeah, we're gonna keep this one, I think. Turn 1 Soul Scar Mage enables the Wizard's Lightning, which then enables the Light Up the Stage, which for the following turn means that the Lava Runner can come in with haste. Seems like a good idea. And we'll drop down the mountain as well, because we probably do need a white sauce from the pathway, but we don't need it right now, of course. So yeah, turn 1 Soul Scar, go. See where's we goes from there. Is that Jeskai Triome? It is, wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna Wizard's Lightning. Going with the plan as we said. This can go on red again. We only really need 1 white sauce, since we're not going to be double drawing white cards most of the time. It's not really much use you having more than 1 white sauce. Alright, so we get to go Inspiring Vantage. We've now got 2 instants in the yard, so that means we can go with Hasty Boys. And bit of a weird spot. Do we skewer here? I kind of think that we don't. Reason being, although I can't cast it for 1 later, we could use it to prowess as well from the Soul Scar Mage, and also use it as a removal spell to push through our other 4 points of damage here. Entirely possible. If we don't need it, of course, then we can just skewer our opponent in the face and be done with it, right? Maelstrom Pulse, that is a sick draw. Okay. Well, we're going to go with Bomat Courier. So this is 3-6. We put our opponent down to 3 if I was to skewer. And I think I probably will. This one I might put on white because of Bomat Courier probably gaining me card advantage in the long run. So they're dead to a burn spell off the top, which I can grab off of a Bomat Courier, or I could just naturally top deck. So they're going to need some life gain here. They're going to go for a land, which is going to be a Rootbound Crag. Spicy little list from our opponent. Spicy being the secret word of the day, by the way. S-P-I-C-Y. Spicy. Ooh, they have a Lightning Helix. I think they're a Niv Mizzet list. So that puts them back to 3. I think I'd sooner Lurus and swing for 1. Although I could see us losing here. It is a Niv Mizzet Reborn list, I'm pretty sure. Yashan. And grabs a Plains. Okay, so I can shock Yashan, which makes it a 2-2. Play a Bomat Courier, maybe? If I play Lava Runner, they block a Lava Runner, they take 3. Guess maybe that's the line. Actually, I can't play a Lava Runner. Never mind. I guess it's Bomat Courier. Gonna block there. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have them dead to a Ramonat Ruins then. I think is the plan. Growth Spiral. I could have probably gone for a Gitu Lava Runner or a Bomat Courier there. of course. I don't think it makes a great deal of difference, though. Considering the fact that I think we've just won.
Keep up the pace.
One ticks up. They untap 2 lands. They need to be gaining life with those 2 lands, because I am just going to sack a Ruins here and attempt to win the game. Lightning Helix, wow, okay. There's a Skewer the Critics to take them to 1. Do you want to just do that to face here and pass? Every time they draw a Lightning Helix, they stand a little bit more chance of winning. But again, they're dead to the Ruins. I'm trying to think how many other ways they've got of gaining life in a Niv Mizzet list, and honestly, I think this is probably up there with the only way.
Let's skip to the good part.
Unless they're running some off-dual color lands, color spells, sorry, like Fumigate, I guess, from Kaladesh Remastered. Haven't seen that one in a while. You never know, right? Expressive Iteration. Look at 3 cards. 1 into your hand, 1 on the bottom, then 1 into exile. And you can play the exile one. So they can play a land. They could have a moment of craving, I guess. This is the time when they need it. They don't have it here. This actually, let me just double check. Sacrifice non-lands. Okay. So yeah, Ruins is just going to kill them. I can still sack lands. If they untap blue here, there's a chance that they could have... Well, actually, no, they can't have Absorb because it's a double white or double blue, one or the other for Gigantha, so that means that they can't do that. I'm still just going to do this, though. Sat Ruins. I think it's got the least chance of being interacted with. Again, I suppose if they have another Lightning Helix, that would do it, but... Now they don't have the mana for that, and they are dead. Damn. I feel like our opponents have barely even hit us back at any point. Like, we've shocked in some Sacred Foundries, but... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've had a lot of flawless victories today, but maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. It's entirely possible. It is me, after all. Either way, you've got your spicy word. Let me know down in the comments section below how you choose to use that word. Remember to keep it nice and secret. And yeah, I want to see your spicy little comments. So yeah, next game. Alrighty then. Opponent goes first. We have a pretty decent hand, so we're going to keep this one. And looks like we're up against the Artifact aggro deck. So it is a race to the finish. Chromatic Sphere. So, to be maximum... To produce the maximum amount of damage, I think you've just got to go for Soulscar Mage, because we're just going to start popping off all of these burn spells at our opponent's face, which means we want those extra prowess triggers to get us there. 1 to the top, and a Mind Stone. So we're basically racing to... Well, at this point, we're racing to stop our opponent from getting to Forsaken Monument, I guess. I'm going to go with... I mean, we've got 2, 5, 8, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16 damage currently, just in burn spells alone in our hand. Our opponent's going to be on 4 mana. I'm just wondering whether or not I want to play Bomat Courier or if I want to just, like, absolutely spam the crap out of my burn spells, but I think I probably want to go with Courier here into Pillar of Flame, most likely, so I can get that prowess trigger on the Soulscar Mage. If we draw a land, then we can Helix Skewer. Otherwise, next turn it's probably just going to be like Helix, turn after that, combat damage, Skewer, light up the stage, maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go, right? Ooh, opponent. Oh, cracked for black and then had nothing. Okay. Crawling Barons is a blocker. And Power Stone Shard. So they can't use it this turn. They got a Chromatic Sphere. We did draw the land. Alright, so this is going to be pretty god tier. We're going to go with Helix. I'm actually going to go with Light Up the Stage here, because I'm probably going to want to use skewers on Crawling Barons. Actually, no, I can't do that, can I? I guess I'm just going to hit our opponent in the face. Maximize that prowess damage. So down to 5. Could our opponent here be the first one to draw first blood? Cracks. Aether Hub. It's a good sign that they don't have the Forsaken Monument, because Chromatic Spheres produce 2 mana when they're cracked. Oh, actually, no, do they? Add 1 mana. No, what is it that allows you to... Oh, no, I'm thinking of, like, Kinnan combo. Never mind, it does not. Metalwork Colossus. And, yeah, you're dead. 3. And 3. Not fast enough, opponent, and another flawless victory for this deck. We're now 5 wins in, and I'm pretty sure the only damage we've taken is from our own lands. Okay. That's a thing. Gotta go fast, right? Gotta go fast. Let's go for another game. Alright, opponent goes first. Our hand is... It's kind of weak, honestly. It's kind of weak, but is it keepable? Probably, yeah. 2 wizards, a lightning and a lightning strike. Fanatical Firebrand. Alright, well, that's going to kill my Lumimancer, so we can't really be playing that. Let's go with the Lava Runner instead. Force our opponent to interact with it. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Sort of, anyway. So they're going to have to burn this, otherwise they can't get through. Cavalcade. Alright. A wild game, you say? Alright, so Wizard's Lightning a Firebrand seems a bit weird. I think I'm just going to go Lightning, Skewer, swing for 2. Try and maximize the amount of damage I'm outputting this turn before my opponent gets to untap and then kill my Lava Runner. I'm just kind of hoping for chump blocks, but I don't really expect to get them. Then we can do Lumimancer Strike. If the Firebrand is worth keeping for our opponent, then we get to untap and use it as a shock spell every other turn. Tin Street Dodger, okay. And Fervent Champion. Opponent wants to race. So we got to 13. We got a Lumimancer. Ooh. Lumimancer's a weird one. I think we play it, and I believe we hold open Lightning Strike to keep it alive. Opponent can go Firebrand on Lumimancer, and then I can strike. Maybe they're their face. It's either their face or if they go... Oh. That's, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, opponent wants to leave Firebrand available, which I think is correct. So I need an instant speed spell to respond to Firebrand. But they're going to block and sack, basically, so it's a bit of a weird spot. Didn't get it. Did not get it. Okay, land. Let's go Lumimancer then. Swing. And pass. Wow, really? So I have to fire off the lightning strike now on a creature. So they ping off a creature to try and get through, I guess. So I lightning strike Dodger. In response, they kill Lumimancer. They're left with a Fervent Champion that deals 3 in chumps. It's not a great spot to be in. I guess actually I go after Fervent Champion, because then I can at least block the Dodger. Yeah. So I can leave them creatureless here. Or I can go 6, 4... It's just not enough, right? So we trade. Helix is a huge pickup. One, two, three. Lurus. Swing. I'm dead to a haste creature if I don't hold Actually, no, I'm not. That's not true. But I should probably still hold it. The only punishment for holding it is if our opponent has 3 burn spells, I think. If they bolt us, we Helix. They bolt. Whereas at least holding up Helix here allows me to know whether or not I need to use it on a creature. Chandra's Piling. See, I don't think that's necessarily worth killing. So we take the chance at a top deck 3 damage burn spell here. Whiff on it, unfortunately. But we can take our opponent to 1. Who's in the yard? Lumimancer, Lumimancer. Let's get a Lumimancer. I think, right? Oh, we can't even cast a Lumimancer. That's right. Plenty of blockers. This thing gets double strike, I think, right? Yeah. So our opponent's dead to Lumimancer plus Ruins right now. So we want to just block with Lava Runner. Embereth, okay. Not a big deal. Magma Spray Lurus. Sure. He's gone now. Last 2 cards. Lightning Axe Lumimancer. Force a Lava Runner block. Yeah, and it's basically now I have to top deck. At least it's not trampling. Okay, we got a Lumimancer, which keeps me alive if our opponent's drop is a blank. I could do this end step. So that has to blank. And it didn't. So, you know what? You can have a good game on that one. Started losing towards the end, unfortunately. What a shame. Put her up onto 1. And then dead to Cavalcade triggers. Yeah. Just a land from them, and we get to untap with our ruins. It's really smooth running from them. I can't honestly believe that they ran Lightning Axe, to be honest. That seems like a really bad card. I mean, did Lightning Axe discard Lightning Axe? That should say a lot, really. Like, they don't have Graveyard Synergy, so... I don't know. This just seems like a terrible idea. It doesn't even hit face. Either way, that's going to do it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with the secret word included in it to get access to the potential giveaway. I'm also going to be going live over on twitch.tv/SuperMadLad. The link is down in the description below. Going to be going live at 9 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. Pacific time, and 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be doing a little bit of Historic Brawl. So if you're interested in watching, then by all means come and join for the wonderful little streameroonie. If you want to take part, by all means as well. It's free to challenge me at any point. So yeah, love to see you all there. Either way though, take care guys, and have a wonderful day.